You know that conversation you keep putting off? You think the only person affected is the one you're avoiding? Wrong. Your best people watch that person miss the standard, watch nothing happen, and quietly recalculate what their effort is worth. I spent 18 years leading people in the military and in corporate, and I'm not teaching this because I was good at it. I'm teaching it because I paid for avoiding it. So here's the 4-move script for the conversation you owe somebody. Move 1 is the one most managers skip, and it's why the other 3 fail. Move 1, name it. Say the specific behavior out loud, not the person's character, the behavior. Most managers skip this by hinting. How's everything going? Anything you're struggling with? We hint and we hope they'll diagnose themselves so we don't have to say it. They never do. And hinting isn't kindness. It's outsourcing the hard part to the one person who can't see the problem. Naming it sounds like this. The last 3 reports went out late, and twice I found errors after they were already with the client. No, you're careless. No, we've had some concerns. A behavior, a fact, and make sure you say it plainly. And here's why plain beats soft. Harvard Business Review studied first-time managers giving feedback, and the failure point wasn't harshness, it was trust. Feedback without trust doesn't get heard, and nothing burns trust faster than a manager talking in circles. People can feel themselves being managed. A named fact respects them enough to be true. But naming it only opens the door. What you do in the next 10 seconds decides whether this conversation changes anything. And it's the opposite of what your gut wants you to do. Before move 2, I owe you an honest minute because I told you I paid for avoiding this. Years back, I had a coworker who made everything a joke. Poke you in front of people with a comment. When you reacted, it was, chill out, man. It's not that serious. One day I walked over to a colleague to talk through something work-related, and he announced to the room that she wasn't interested in me. Turned a normal work conversation into a punchline. It felt like high school. And I said nothing. Not that day, not ever. Here's the part that matters. What ate at me for years wasn't what he said. It's what I didn't. That's what avoidance does. It doesn't protect the relationship. It just moves the damage inside. Somebody on your team is carrying that exact feeling right now, waiting to see if you'll say what everyone can already see. Which brings us to move 2, because how you continue the conversation decides whether they ever trust you with it. Move 2, ask before you tell. You've named the behavior. Your gut now wants to fill the silence with the fix. Don't. Ask first. Walk me through what's going on with the reports. Then be quiet, actually quiet. 2 reasons. 1, you might be wrong. Maybe the numbers arrived late from upstream, from someone else. Maybe they were never trained on the new format. Train before you blame. If the miss traces back to something you own, the conversation just changed direction, and you'd better find that out before you hand out any consequences. And 2, being asked what respect feels like from the other side of the desk, an ambush is a verdict. A question is a conversation. Same facts, completely different room. Here's what avoidance actually costs. Not the awkward moment. You're already paying that tax every single day. The real bill, your solid people cover the slack. They say nothing to you and start listening to recruiters. The person missing the standard stays. The people meeting it, they're the ones leaving. Avoid enough conversations and you've built a team selected for exactly what you have tolerated. Move 3, say what changes. Now, and only now, you say what changes. One behavior, it has to be observable and with a deadline. Reports go out Thursday by noon. Numbers are double checked before they leave. Not, I need you to step it up. Not, let's be more careful. You can't hold someone to step it up. How are you going to do that? You can hold someone to Thursday by noon. The test, could they repeat it back to you in one sentence? If they can't, you didn't set an expectation, you shared a feeling. While we're here, how long have you been putting off this conversation you thought of at the start of this video? Is it weeks, months? I'm curious. Last move, and it's the one that makes the other 3 real. Lock the next step before you leave the room. Let's look at Thursday's report together this week. A date on the calendar out loud. Because here's the pattern that kills teams. Soft correction and no follow-up. The conversation you don't follow up on becomes proof that the standard is optional. Follow-up is the difference between feedback and just venting. And if the name in your head is a former peer, someone you ate lunch with 2 weeks before the promotion, everything I just said goes double for you. Same 4 moves, no modifications. This script survives friendship precisely because it doesn't ambush anybody. It's a named fact, an honest question, a clear change, and a locked-in next step. A friendship that can't survive that was already on a timer. So, 4 moves, name it, the actual behavior, not the character. Ask before you tell, say what changes, one thing, observable and dated, and then lock in the next step. You've been treating that conversation like a threat to the relationship. It's not the threat, it is the relationship. Everything else is just proximity. And your best people, they're not asking you to be harsh. They're asking you to notice. Now you know what to do. If you clicked on this video as a new manager and you're struggling with the new role you found yourself in, check out the video on the screen and I'll see you over there.